Greetings, Ranger fans. I'm Bryan Montgomery, joined today by head coach Bryan Jones of the Jesuit Dallas Ranger baseball squad as the Rangers are headed to the area round of the UIL 6A Baseball State Championship. Coach, a great way for the squad to kick off the UIL postseason campaign against a North Mesquite team. A run rule victory on Friday, followed by a no-hitter from Kyle Muller on Saturday. Talk first about that game on Friday. The team really came to play, dumped the runs on when they needed to, and really impressed from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah, going in against somebody that we haven't seen before, and we've seen a couple games of them at the end of district play for those guys. So, and when you go into the playoffs, it's that kind of that second season. Obviously, that statement that's thrown out there, the second season. So you really don't know what to expect. Even though we were the one going in against a four. Again, I think, and I might have said this last week, you still got to play the games, and I think that's kind of what we did. We come out, and obviously with Jacob Polish on the mound Friday night, he did a heck of a job on the mound. We put the ball in play. We were aggressive on the bases, and I think we took advantage of some of their mistakes. And in the long run, I think that's kind of the way that we like to play the game. And obviously it paid off for us with a big win on Friday night.
You mentioned that being aggressive on the base pass, the team setting a new season high with 6 stolen bases, 3 of which were recorded by senior Kyle Muller, who just so happened to then have the game that he had on Saturday. Of course, we mentioned no-hitter, 15 strikeouts, helped out his own cause with a 2-run home run in the first inning against the Stallions. And really, that's one of those plays that just immediately takes the wind out of the sails of a home team, and then Kyle just followed that up by having an absolutely incredible performance on the mound.
Yeah, that tends to happen that way when you hit I guess you could call that a mammoth home run that he put up on the board in the top of the first for us. And it's a difficult situation to overcome for a team that just got, like you said, 10 runs the night before, and then knowing that they're going to face our ace during that game, and we go up real quick with a quick 2 runs in the top of the first inning, and that's hard to come back from, especially as well as Kyle's been throwing on the mound. And he delivered just kind of what he's been doing all year long for us, and and I guess that's why we picked him in for game 2, the clincher, and he and the rest along with the team took care of business.
You mentioned the rest of the team. A lot of impressive performances throughout the weekend, not only from Muller, but we saw Jared Bond have an inside the park home run in game 2, triples throughout the weekend from Pete Hamrick, from Bryce Bonner, and again, we've talked about this at length throughout the duration of the season, but just 1 through 9, this lineup is so versatile and able to get everyone on base. And I mean, it's pretty much got to be argued they got to be hitting better right now as a unit than they have all season when it matters the most.
Well, that's good. That's how we planned it. No, I wish I could say that in confidence and saying that, yeah, that's how we planned it. But again, I think in last week's meeting we said the same thing. This is the time of year where you really want to be getting hot and kind of want to be on a roll. And whether we're there or not, I really don't know. Again, that we got to take it a week at a time, and hopefully this week we can score 18 runs again, and I'll feel much better about that.
And then you're going to have an opponent that you've seen before in Belton in this next round of the postseason. You played him in the Highland Park Classic, but happened at the later end of that invitational, so you didn't really see their ace. It was one of those where it was kind of a couple of pitchers down the line throwing each other, but still a nice win for the Rangers there in that matchup. Based off what you've seen from them and what's been scouted and what you've seen from earlier on in the year, what should the Ranger fans expect from the Tigers?
Those guys, we played Belton my second year here, so 5 years ago we played them in the second round as well. And they're well coached. They're scrappy. They're a scrappy group of guys, and they know how to play the game of baseball. And go back to week 3 in that tournament. Yeah, we did play them, and like you said, that was game 5 for both of us of a 6-game tournament. So you're seeing middle to the back end of the rotation. But still, I think that's got a way in the back of your mind as a team and as a group that, all right, we've already seen these guys once. They beat us. And again, it wasn't an all knockdown drag out. I mean, I think it was a 2-0 win for us. But again, I still think that sits in the back of your mind, knowing that, okay, we've seen them once, they beat us, and now we're 2.5 months later down the road, and we're meeting again with really something on the line. So we'll take that advantage if we can get it. Now, going back to what we've seen in the playoffs here this first weekend, they come in, they played a local team, Lakeview Centennial, and they took care of those guys. So we got to see a little bit of what they're going to bring to the table, and it's a couple lefties that threw for them. And again, I'll just go back to how the coaching staff and it's the same staff that was there a handful of years ago when we played them. But these guys are going to be scrappy, and they know how to play the game. So it's going to be a tough matchup for us.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck to you. Again, the Rangers in the UIL 6A area round, they're going to battle the Belton Tigers. Game 1 scheduled for right field, 7 p.m. on Friday, followed by Game 2 at Belton, 3 p.m. Game 3, if the series is split, will follow 30 minutes following game number 2. And as always, Ranger fans, be sure to keep it locked into JesuitRangers.org for all of your up-to-date Rangers info.